Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to M.A.N Sports Podcast episode 3. Lots to talk about this week. We'll probably kick off with the Champions League. Over to you, Andy.
Okay, so all five English teams did really well. So
British teams.
Well,
yeah,
British teams did really well.
Celtic.
Not Celtic. Not Celtic. we don't care about. We don't care about Scottish football. So no offence to any.
Wait, is there 6
Scottish
British teams then?
Yeah, if you can lose Celtic, yeah.
Yeah, there's 6 British teams.
Yeah, okay, then five Premiership teams.
Yeah.
No, let's not include Celtic. They don't count. So,
Yeah.
So really good wins. So Man City won 2-1 versus Napoli. Liverpool won 7-0. Spurs drew 1-1 with Real Madrid, and Manchester United won 1-0 against Benfica. So all 5 teams did really well. Although Spurs drew, it's against Real Madrid, and I think it shows that they could be up there with the best in Europe. I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think a little bit more of a stronger bench, and then they'll probably push to challenge most teams. But I think other than that, they did really well just to get the draw. Was it at the Nou Camp? I'm not going to.
It was at Bernabeu, yeah.
Bernabeu, yeah.
I think more impressive.
And they gave them a good game. They didn't hold back. It's like when you play a top team like Real Madrid or Barcelona, you get scared, don't you? It's like it's Barcelona or it's Real Madrid. But Tottenham gave them a good game, yeah. And they could. I think they could definitely. Maybe they're not up there with the top teams in Europe, but they could definitely be potential quarter-finalists. I think they could.
Who's in their group?
The group
Spurs
is.
Oh yeah.
So you got Tottenham at top at the moment.
Yeah.
Actually, with identical records with Real Madrid, and then Dortmund behind them, and then Apple and Nicosia at the bottom, who conceded quite a lot of goals.
6, okay.
Did Tottenham beat Dortmund?
They won it.
That was comfortable. They're Dortmund.
Because I was thinking, you think Dortmund is quite one of the top 10 sides in Europe, isn't it? And Tottenham are definitely knocking on the door.
Yeah.
I think it helps that their home form is a lot better now, and then I think it translates where they're comfortable in the league. They can go on and sort of.
You can say that the Champions League, isn't it? I think home form in Champions League is really important.
Yeah.
Every big team in Europe at home are like a fortress,
You have to,
and that's where the away goals always come into play.
And playing in Champions League is a lot different than playing in the Premiership.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Manchester United, when they first entered the Champions League, will get walloped by like teams like Galatasaray?
Yeah.
So it's a lot different ballgame. That's like Manchester City as well. When they first entered the Champions League, they used to get beat. They're like that. They only started competing up there with the top last season probably. Last season, what they got end up quarter-finalists, but they really struggle. Even getting out of the group stages.
Yeah, no, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, it's just a different, completely different to the Premiership, really. Yeah. I think all 5 teams potentially, because was it Gary Neville? He said something like, could the English teams dominate the Champions League more, because statistically it's been the Spanish teams.
Last 10 years now. I think it goes in cycles. I think it's coming back to the British cycle.
It's usually the Spanish teams and the German teams that usually dominate the Champions League. Basically, Bayern Munich, that's potentially.
Looking back, 10 years when the Italian leagues might have, sides might have.
Yeah, it probably Italy's like Juventus
AC Milan, Inter Milan, Roma.
Yeah, but to be fair, this year I think Napoli will be really strong because they're doing really well. I think they scored like 21 goals in like 7 games or 8 games. So they're pretty much like Man City. So that game.
Are they top in Syria?
Yeah, they haven't lost a game yet.
Okay.
So they're doing really well. So I think that's why everyone said to Man City and the Napoli game, it was who could score the most goals.
I think Pep Guardiola was saying, wasn't he? It's one of the best Napoli sides he's ever faced or something.
I think he said something like that was probably the best team I've ever faced. And
I don't know. I didn't know whether it's the best team or the best version of Napoli he's ever faced.
No, I
think
it must be the best team. I think that no way, because he's faced like, I don't know, top team, doesn't he?
Well, he's been beaten by a lot of. He beat Napoli, so he can't have been that good. So.
They're a really good side.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think they'll make it out the group stage, and then we'll find out how well they do.
Especially could rate Napoli on par with Tottenham. If you're thinking that way, I thought they also ran teams outside the top.
Yeah.
Top 4 or 5 teams.
Potential dark horses,
Yeah. You've got your main ones: Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and who else? One of the main ones: Dortmund, And then on knocking on the door, you got your Napolis.
Yeah.
You got your top.
You got the Napolis, your Romans.
Oh,
Manchester United
Chelsea,
now.
yeah.
Manchester United.
Yeah, they're on the top of the
Chelsea.
table.
Yeah. I think it still might be a bit too early for Liverpool.
Yeah.
But they're doing well at the moment, and Klopp's quite good in Europe, isn't he? Then he won the
He's got the
competition.
experience, yeah.
Did he win with Dortmund? Did he win with Dortmund?
No, they didn't win, did they? No, Dortmund haven't won it.
Dortmund haven't won in ages. I think the last time Dortmund won was against Manchester United, wasn't it?
No, last time they won was 95, I believe, against Juventus.
No, I remember they
Champions League
knocked
final.
out Manchester United on the way. Yeah.
Because that's the team. I think Zidane.
Oh, the volley.
No, this is back then. So this is 95, 96. So Del Piero was still in the team. This is just when they're getting really big.
Oh,
so Juventus had 2 finals in a row. And I think they lost the second final. I think Paul Lambert was a midfielder for Dortmund.
Oh damn, that long ago.
Yeah.
So moving on, Man City 2-1. Who did they face?
Napoli.
Oh, that was the Napoli one. Yeah. So what was his thing with? I saw the clip with De Bruyne.
I think he got a yellow card, didn't he? And he wanted to talk. He lost his rag. He wanted to talk to the referee.
And then David Silva was trying to hold him back. Let me talk. Let me talk. Someone did a funny mashup of it online. It was quite funny.
But there's no point doing that because referees could. That's a potentially second yellow, isn't it?
Yeah. So they were really good just to crawl them off the pitch, just get off the pitch. Don't worry about it.
It really annoys me when someone gets a yellow card or someone argues against the decision. At the end of the day, the ref's decision is final.
I think in the history of football, arguing with the ref has never changed their mind.
Exactly.
Yet they still continue to do so, thinking that the ref will rescind the yellow card.
It's a really, 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 really controversial decision.
Yeah.
Yes, but a lot of the time, 9 times out of 10, the referee's always right. Says there's no point. I hate it when players go all gang up on a ref. And,
I mean, back at when was that tournament where the English ref had 3 yellow cards?
That's like Diego Costa every match for Chelsea. He gets like 7 yellow cards, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
So Liverpool, quite impressive, wasn't it? 7-0.
I watched all that. The other it's Champions League.
Was it they were really good or the other team were really rubbish?
It's a bit of both.
Was it Maribor?
Yeah, it was. Where Maribor from? Like.
Most of them are probably like plumbers, aren't they?
No, this is a full team squad. But the problem I have with this is this Champions League is starting to actually. Worry about where they're from. It's starting to split where you can see the top teams versus the bottom teams. The bottom teams starting to get thrashed really badly, and I think they might be the whipping boys of this tournament. They did manage to get a draw with someone, but it's not good.
Probably Spartak Moscow,
It's they're top of the table, but it's just goal difference. It's just going to be really interesting to get
maybe
out.
Open, I think. Maybe open. Did you see Manchester goal against Benfica?
No, I heard I saw it on Instagram. I think. So what was that about?
I think because Rashford, there was a free kick on the left hand side. He whips it in the right foot. It was a cross, but it was heading in.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeper is a new goalkeeper. He's 18 years old. He literally caught the ball. His body was at the back of the net, literally at the back of the net, and he caught the ball and he ran about 50 yards and then put it in. It was at the back of the net. It was literally a goal. He caught it. Did you see it? He caught it and he ran back in. It was like,
what the?
It was obvious. It's 100% a goal. It was really obvious.
Yeah, it was a shame because he played really well before that.
Yeah.
So because it's his first game, and they tested him out.
Yeah.
So Man United policy, they did a whole breakdown of every corner was whip it in really fast, just under the post.
Yeah.
And he kept punching him away. Brilliant goalkeeping.
Yeah.
And the time he should have punched it, he tried to grab it, and then he just walked back into the net, and it was.
It's harsh.
But it's a deceptive goal because Rashford. It reminded me, you know, when who's that Brazilian ugly dude? Ronaldinho. Do you know when he scored against Seaman? That's deceptive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was aiming for a cross.
Yeah.
But it was going. It was an on-target cross. So that was like Rashford. That was a millimetre cross. So he just mistimed it. He went off his line, and it just
They're like the best types of crosses.
Yeah, but the problem was he could
an on-target cross. Yeah,
but it wasn't as bad as the Seaman one. He's 2 yards in front of the goal. He could have.
Yeah, exactly.
He just grabbed and started walking backwards.
So it's just like a brain fire, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
18-year-old keeper.
Yeah,
but other than that, it was just
It's
apart from that, it was a ball fresh. Yeah, but we got the win, so yeah.
Let's say the Dawes would be happy with it.
So out of the 5 British teams, who do you think's got the best chance?
City.
The most inexperienced are City and Spurs, but City have got the momentum. I think
it seems
they'll
like
definitely give. I think it might be too early for them to win. Potentially semi-finalists at the most. Yeah, but against Paris Saint-Germain, I think they've got massive potential.
So who's your favourites then to win the Champions League?
I think this year PSG have got massive potential based on what I've seen so far. PSG, I think, with the front three, Mbappe, Autumn.
I think
18 years old are ridiculous. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Looking at a potential final like City versus PSG would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would think anyway, because neither of them sit back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't ever really see Guardiola playing defensive, and you know, you're not going to play defensive with a front three like Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani. So I think that would
nightmare scenario: Man United versus, I don't know, Chelsea.
What, Champions League final?
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think Real Madrid might struggle this year. I think they're a bit.
One-man team.
I think they're doing all right, but
Ronaldo,
I think this year might be 1 year too much for them.
They're struggling in La Liga, not struggling,
but they're not hitting top form.
Yeah.
And then you Barcelona are doing all right.
Yeah,
But the problem is, I don't
good.
think again they're the strongest team they've ever put out. I think they're weakened again. I think PSG, as you called it, really well. Bayern Munich,
their front three, brilliant. Also,
that's the thing. And then Bayern Munich, to put a new manager, and he looks really good again. They won comfortably against Celtic.
Jupp Heynckes was the manager that won the Champions League before Guardiola came in. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Juventus, they're thereabouts. They
reached the final last year, didn't they? Yeah.
And there's the semis, I believe, the year before.
Okay, yeah. So they're consistent.
Yeah.
Dark horses, I think.
Because no one goes to Italy and wins. To be fair, it's the same with all places. Don't go home. So they'd be a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
Who do you think is a dark horse out of all the teams?
If Harry Kane's on form, Tottenham.
Yeah, I think defensively they've probably got one of the best. Like I said last week, best fives in the world. Back five with two of the best centre.
Would you say PSG are dark horses? They've never been contenders.
Well, they finished
no one's ever.
Same final.
In that
finals,
sense,
and that was against Barcelona, was it? Neymar, who's now gone to PSG. Yeah.
In that sense,
I'll say PSG. Yeah.
You could consider Man City dark horses as well, couldn't you? In terms
Man
of
City,
not
PSG.
historically doing well.
Yeah. Do you see Chelsea versus Roma?
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, very good game. Yeah.
I saw the Dzeko goal. That was pretty amazing.
Good, yeah.
As amazing as I thought it was, you know, when it goes through the keeper. I'm not saying it weren't a great goal, but
would it go between his arms? Did it?
Yeah, he went over his head. I don't know how fast it went through Courtois, but of a guy of his size and his quality as a keeper, you at least expect to get a hand in it. But I think it's me being harsh. It is an amazing goal.
Yeah, I watched that on like 3 replays, and I thought that at first. But on the 3rd replay behind the goalkeeper, you can actually see the ball hit the net before he actually moves his hands up.
Just pelted it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it looks better if it goes past the keeper, if you know it, around it and whatnot. But it was a fantastic goal.
Yeah, really good.
Chelsea did well to come back.
There's a lot of they're ahead of the table with their Roma, Atletico, and FC Caribbean.
That's a hard group there, isn't it? Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, really hard. And Atletico was struggling in La Liga as well. And the random team at the end.
But they were really good, wasn't they? They won it.
No, they didn't.
Not Champions League. They got to the final
and they lost to Real Madrid twice.
But they won the La Liga. Was it with Diego Simeone? Was it?
Yeah, he's still there.
That's when Costa's coming out party was, wasn't it? Like no one really know about him. I suppose a purist in Madrid would know about how good Costa was, but he had that breakout season, didn't he, where everyone's thinking this guy's amazing.
Was that when he won? Yeah,
he was up there with Ronaldo and Messi in the scoring charts, wasn't he?
Yeah, because they got rid of Falcao.
Yeah, that was it.
And they brought in Diego Costa, and everyone was like, "Is he going to be as good?" And they go, "Clearly, he was. Pretty much as good.
Complete all-round striker, wasn't he?
He's a dirty player.
Oh yeah,
he does right. Yeah.
He's a very good player.
But yeah, he's a very good player, but he's a dirty player. He's gone back to
Atletico.
Not yet. Put in the window, isn't it?
I think he's actually gone now.
Oh, was he? Like pre-agreement.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, it's never going to come back unless Conte gets sacked or whatever.
Move on. Premiership.
Yeah. So start on a negative, depending on which way you look at it. West Ham took a bit of a licking from Brighton.
Yeah, that was funny. Watched that game on Friday. They just I think it comes down to what I said last week. It's from the board down. So if the board don't back up the manager, then you can see after every loss they're like, "Oh, we're going to sack the manager." But the board haven't come out and said we're going to keep him. consistently. So now the players don't want to play for him because they just feel like, what's the point? And the manager's like, I can't tell these players to do anything. You can see it on the pitch. These players are just a bunch of douchebags. I said it last year when we bought Arnautovic. It's a stupid signing.
A lot of money, wasn't it?
24 million. He's a record signing, and he looks like a pile of poo. I'm going to put a poo emoji with him and have his face on it. He can
What's
suck it.
do you know what's a good signing for you? Is that little Mexican guy?
Hernandez.
Chiquito, is it?
But again,
Chiquito, what's his first name? His first name is
Chiquito.
Chiquitos.
That's a restaurant. But as good as a signing as he is,
you don't play in the right spot.
Play him in the centre forward spot.
What do they play him?
He's always at
Left.
the wings.
So this is the first game they
Right.
played him down the middle.
Yeah.
But the problem was, Arnautovic played it on the left, who decided I'm not playing football, so he stood there. And the rest of them just couldn't fill in. And although Bonner played crap, he did one decent pass now match. It was just not. It wasn't on form. They didn't know what they're doing. I think it's time. I feel sorry for Village.
I saw the first goal and it was bad set piece defending, wasn't it? Like, the ball come in. Winston Reid was looking at the ball, and Obiang was supposed to. Bonner, was supposed to.
There's Obiang, sorry. Bonner's on start, yeah.
And he was supposed to be covering the defender, and he just completely lost him. As soon as the ball went in, you see Winston Reid going, "What the hell's going on here?" It's like no one really knew what was going on. But does that filter over to Village in the end, or?
Yeah, no, because the thing that happened exactly last week when we were down to 10 men. Obiang, he was supposed to man mark the goal scorer in the end, Woods, and then he didn't. He just stood there with his hands down his sides. Oh, I'm really good. No, you're not, mate. You're not very good. You can't defend. You can't attack. I don't see what's the point of you playing. This is the biggest problem I have with loads of these players who think they're brilliant defensive midfielders. They're just average, average players.
Yeah.
But you can say that quite a lot of players. I think it's coming through the West Ham team.
What West Ham at the moment in?
I think they're just out of the relegation zone.
Okay.
So do you think Village deserves to be sacked?
Honestly, I think he should quit himself. I just don't think the players are playing for him anymore. So
it's not. It's tough, isn't it? Because usually when a manager goes, it's usually a reason of they're not.
Yeah, but I think it
performing.
depends on the realistic ambitions of the club. So if what's West Ham's and it's weird, isn't it? So any team below the top six, what they want to achieve?
See,
top
Euro
half finish.
A top half finish.
Top half finish, I think, mate. It's like a consistency, like a Stoke, for example.
Yeah.
We're always 10th, ain't they? Something like that. And
It's like an Arsenal ambition, yeah. Sorry to any Arsenal fans.
shooting for the clouds nowadays.
Top 10. But that's a good goal. Saying that, when you say top 10, you look at the table now, there's not much difference. Okay, there's the bottom three, but other than that, from 7th to whatever, 17th, there's not much difference between them, is there? Even the relegation, there's always one really rubbish side.
I think.
And then between the top 7 and anything else, it's literally just like a.
I think
We still very close at the
Yeah.
moment.
It's
isn't it?
from Crystal Palace are bottom with 3
yeah.
points, and to Liverpool on 10 points difference, which is
Wow.
quite a big difference
Yeah,
after 3 years.
I'd be surprised if that bottom three stay. Any of those teams are still in the bottom 3 by the end of the season.
I'm not sure about
Still quite early,
Bournemouth.
isn't it?
I think Bournemouth are struggling at the moment to get firing.
They
They won yesterday.
Yeah, I think they're coming into a bit of form, innit? I think all of Eddie Howe's new signings are starting to play well. I mean, Begovic is.
Did you
one of
see
their
it? Did you see
best.
Begovic yesterday? He catches
Oh,
the
yeah.
ball and then he tries to kick someone in the groin pretty much after he caught the ball in the
That-
90th minute. That was a
yeah.
penalty. That was just a uncle penalty.
So Bilic stays for the rest of the season, maybe.
But I think he goes. I think he gets 5 by Monday.
Depends
Do
if
you
they
think?
Yeah.
8th. It's still quite early, isn't it? 5 points. 5. No, it's still quite early.
So moving on, Chelsea 4, Watford 2. This was it was quite a good game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a back and forth. I remember I was keeping up to date with this on my phone, and
They were losing, weren't they? They were losing 2-1.
Yeah.
they were losing.
But they didn't deserve. They didn't deserve to win, did
They
they?
should have. They should have lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the finishing abilities from Watford were left to be desired, but I mean that Richarlison should have got at least another hat trick, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, you messaged me, didn't you, about the miss? They come across the goal and he just side-footed it wide.
From about 5 yards.
Yeah,
This is because I think at the start of the match, I think Chelsea was dominating, but Watford were there or thereabouts. And then Pedro's goal was a stunner.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Stunner goal, and then Watford started to come back in again, and they scored right at the end, a bit of a scramble in the box. But at the start of the second half, Chelsea didn't turn up. They just did not turn up, and then Watford missed a sitter. The Charlton missed a sitter, and then they score a really good goal. Was Pereira? Passed it
that
all
was
the
a
way
good
through.
goal. He's a good player as well, isn't he?
From Juventus, they bought him,
Juventus.
and then they sit and miss another sitter, open
Yeah,
header.
the cross, open header. He's just headed it wide.
Hits his shoulder, I think. It's just not nice. And then Chelsea switched the formation. I think they takes off Morata to put on Batshuayi. He takes off. I can't remember if he takes off, but I think he goes for 4-5-1
Yeah.
instead of wing backs, and it's.
Then Watford do the same, thinking, we've knocked on the door so many times and not get the goals. So the last 15 minutes, let's go defensive, and it proved to be a little bit of a downfall for him as Chelsea starts to pour it on. And
Batshuayi got the header.
Yeah, the goals started flooding in.
But I'm not impressed with Chelsea so far this season. I think they're not title contenders. I don't think top four.
Yeah, for sure.
Top four easy. Yeah,
For sure, be top four.
I think the table now, as it stands, that'll be right. Watford, yeah, I definitely I could see them.
Watford are very consistent, aren't they? I mean,
okay, they're not top 6 team, but it's just consistency, isn't it?
yeah, and the manager, I think it's important.
Yeah.
He sets the teams out very well. No, you probably could say it might have been a tactical mistake to go defensive, but I think that's what you do. You're away at Chelsea. You've tried to score. It's not happening, so you shut up shop. Then you're not going to keep going for it. Otherwise, a team like Chelsea will smash you on a counter. But they did really well, I think. So,
but it's still a good positive.
Yeah,
for
it's a
Watford.
flattering scoreline, isn't it? Because the last two goals.
The better team, the better team lost, and they gave them a good game. They gave Arsenal a good game. Yeah, so they're both top 6 teams. So I think Watford, top 5. Why not? It's not. That's realistic. Leicester won the league a few years ago. It's just consistency, isn't it? They haven't got like world-class players, but it's how you play as a team. And I think Watford definitely in the top.
And Chelsea miss Kante, don't they? They really miss Kante, and
I think they're missing. I think what happened is they bought. What's the guy midfielder they bought from?
Bakayoko.
Bakayoko is not a defensive midfielder. He's a box-to-box midfielder.
He's a dynamic midfielder.
And then they don't have the whole midfielder, so I think they're missing it. I think again, they said the summer. They said all the way through the summer, Chelsea need more players. They need more players. They didn't actually buy many more players to compete in Champions League and the Premier League. So I think this is where the squad size, they're not big enough.
No. Do you think they'd do better if Costa was in the team?
Yeah, I think they would do.
As well as Morata and Batshuayi.
Yeah, because I think you can't play Champions League 2 strikers and Premier League 2 strikers. You need at least 3.
Do you think Batshuayi is a player that could start?
He doesn't start now, doesn't he?
He does well when he comes off the bench, like impact subs, as they
sure.
say. But it's tough, isn't it? Like, he's still young. He's got all the talent there, but
where did they get him from?
Anderlecht, I think, some team like that. I think it was anyway.
Yeah, I think he's Belgian.
So on to Man United versus Huddersfield.
What a joke! You see, no offence to Huddersfield, but that's 3 points. That's 3 easy points for Manchester United. They're the worst. They haven't beat Manchester United in what 50 years.
That's the first time they played.
One of the worst. That's why. Is it? Okay. So when I look at the statistic, that doesn't mean anything, is it? That's like saying Grays Athletic haven't beaten Manchester United in like 1,000 years because they were playing. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, there is no such thing as an easy game in the Premiership, and this proved it. And Man United come out sloppy, didn't they?
That's
they
true.
Come out tired.
Chelsea last week against Palace, But I think Manchester United it's pretty obvious they were just complacent.
Yeah,
they didn't have a strong team out. Rashford was on the bench.
Still missing Fellaini, Pogba.
And Pogba, But they're just complacent. That was it. Just okay. This is Huddersfield. One of the weaker sides. We just go out. They didn't even turn up.
Yeah, I was surprised that the game was first in match of the day because last week Man United were last and there was just no highlights of Man United side apart from Rashford's
I think
goal.
it was I think it was the first game because of
Shock value.
Yeah, because of shock value.
Yeah,
exactly,
I suppose so.
Yeah. 2 mistakes.
What do you think of Lindelof's performance?
31 million. What a joke.
I mean, it's harsh,
That's
isn't
the
it?
first time he played as well, isn't it?
In
So
the
you
Premier
can't-
League, yeah, it's the first game in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
because he's been starting Phil Jones and Bailey. Bailey's injured.
Bailey's injured.
What's happened with Jones? He just took a rest. Or...
No, he got injured yesterday, didn't he?
Oh, there you go.
He started. And
So it was a new back two. Smalling, Lindelof. Lindelof hasn't played a lot, you know. But I suppose if you're gonna have your first Premier League game, you'd want it to be against Huddersfield.
Yeah.
And he didn't show up. You got.
And he made a mistake and it cost him.
Yeah, that was shocking. I mean, yeah, you're right that they learn from it, and he's obviously got some talent to cost that amount of money and scouts. Did Mourinho want him?
Yeah.
So he specifically wanted him, but there's been talks that he hasn't had a reason to start him because he's not been impressing in training and whatever. So, yeah, I mean, I suppose only time will tell.
It's like the one thing you do know about Mourinho. He can spot a good defender, or he can make an average defender.
Barley, whatever his name. How do you pronounce his name?
Bailey.
Bailey.
But they paid a
he's
lot
very,
for
very
him.
good. Yeah, he's
They
solid.
paid like
22.
30 million for
30,
Bailey.
Yeah, but that's for his age as well because he's very, very young.
22.
He's got all
and
the
he's solid,
attributes.
So
It's all a case of experience, isn't it, with defending? I think it more so than any other position, maybe goalkeeper.
with defender,
Experience.
especially with defenders, centre backs and goalkeepers, you've got to be reliable.
Yeah.
Like David De Gea, he's always reliable. You know, whenever there's a 90% chance of someone scoring, you could always count on him doing some, you know, like a cat, isn't it? Like doing some reflex.
Yeah.
So, back in the day, Vidic very reliable.
Oh,
you
mate.
could always
Yeah.
rely on
Vidic
him.
and Ferdinand had to be one of
Maybe
those.
not Ferdinand. Ferdinand's a bit too casual. You could doze off a few times, yeah. But
I rate Ferdinand, I think it was amazing.
their partnership, very, very solid, yeah. But yeah, mistakes could be very costly as it.
What do you think of Huddersfield though? What do you think of their performance?
Yeah, it was solid, weren't they?
Yeah.
I think they were
They
solid.
didn't. It's with Manchester United. They don't have the fear factor anymore.
No.
Since Fergie's gone, average teams go to even to Old Trafford and they think, we could beat them. We could beat these guys. We could at least get a draw. Yeah,
They had to be, in terms of Huddersfield, they had to be really brave to play the way they did and then get a result out of that. And I don't want to say they were lucky that Man United didn't turn up, but I suppose on the flip side of the coin, if you look at the City game, which we'll talk about next, Burnley set up the same way and tried to attack City, and then City just played around them.
Yeah.
So we might as well move on to the City game. What was the score on that one?
3-0.
That's what I mean. But Burnley, they it's not like they played bad. But every time they tried to sit back, City found ways to work around them. Man United didn't do that, and it was a totally different result. City have just got players that are better on the ball, I think, more comfortable with the ball, not afraid of losing it, and they just ran rings around Burnley in the end. I think it was
They're just on another level, aren't they? City?
So who scored yesterday for City? I saw De Bruyne do one amazing pass after this guy just running out of. He needs to have his own podcast specifically for De Bruyne.
That's what you should call it.
The only way you can stop De Bruyne is to
Take him out.
it's quite simple, isn't it? So all you have to do, let's say, is to get one player, the best player that could mark someone, someone that could rough him up and just man-to-man mark him out of the game.
The thing is, like, you stop De Bruyne, but you don't stop Man City.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
The triangle they've got in the midfield is pretty amazing at the moment, isn't it? And did they have De Bruyne, David Silva, and Bernardo Silva?
Yep.
So it's crazy, isn't it? And then you've still got width playing Sane, and then Aguero up front is.
And Jesus,
you don't even think Aguero's been injured. The way he come back, he played amazing. If it weren't for bloody goalie saves and whatnot, there probably would have been more goals.
Yeah, the goalkeeper, what's his Pope? What do you think of the penalty?
Did you see that tweet? I saw a tweet yesterday. Great save from the Pope. Great save. The Pope saves Jesus. Saves Jesus' shot or some shit like that. Tweet of the day,
It was a penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand why they were complaining about he diving this and the other. We've seen enough throughout the Premier League so far that if you don't fall over, the ref won't even look at you giving a penalty.
Yeah.
And the guy slid in, he rolled his ankle over, he jumped in the air, he had to fall over. Penalty every day of the week.
Sean Dyche's interview was funny.
But however, if there is contact,
you go. It's a penalty.
If there's contact, but it's not enough to dive, most people are going to dive anyway.
Because at the end of the day,
Especially the foreign players, isn't it? Like
Italy, Spain.
In Brazil.
No, yeah.
That's just
We're going to see plenty of that now in the World Cup. Yeah.
We've got that to look forward to. But this was going to come up to you. I'll ask you. I think Man City have the biggest squad in the Premier League, but in terms of depth of quality,
them as well. Yeah.
I mean, look at the triple sub that they made. God knows in the 75th to 85th minute when it's calming down and they've already won. They bring on Jesus, Gundogan, and Torres, and they're three absolutely quality players still. I mean, Torres hasn't played in a while, but we've still got that ability to run rings around teams, and it's scary.
So this is what I was going to say. In terms of the league, Man United missing Pogba and Fellaini. Chelsea missing Kante. But if you look at this Man City team, if one drops out,
okay, they miss Kevin De Bruyne. Who's
David Silva?
David Silva did it from last year.
That's the beauty of this team. Is they're missing company.
They miss Aguero. Jesus, Aguero.
Aguero comes back in and just fits straight in.
That's a perfect. They got a perfect squad, because you think you compare them to a top team, Barcelona. If Barcelona, okay, no offense to Barcelona, Messi without Messi.
Yeah, Barcelona not what they used to. Xavi's gone and Iniesta's getting old.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that it's set up for Man City.
Yeah. You're right.
Gundogan has been out pretty much all the season. He's only had a chance, but if he starts getting more and more games,
he's a
perfect backup for Fernandinho.
Who's been replacing Company then?
Stones and
Otamendi. They're starting to play really well as well.
Yeah, he's getting Stones to play really well.
And Delph's back as well.
But he's playing left back.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't
because Mendy got injured.
Yeah, Mendy's been injured.
He's like the £50 million
left back.
Yeah,
and he's done his knee in, and Delph come in. And he turns out to be an amazing left back.
Who's Mendy? When they first bought him, it's like 50 billion or whatever. How much
he's
it cost?
It's a really good player.
No, he's really good.
Carl Walker on the right.
Yeah,
100 million's worth of fullbacks, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
ridiculous, isn't it?
Absolutely mental.
I think their starting lineup was 680 million.
But that's a bit unfair, though, don't you think? Let's say that Manchester City are only up there because of the money.
Nah.
Do you think?
Last season.
So if they didn't have that investment, they'll just be another. Yeah, they were like a top 10 team, weren't they? Without
the thing is,
investment.
You can say that to all of it.
That's the same with with the exception of Tottenham.
No, Tottenham spent a lot of money.
Okay. But after they sold Bow.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money. I think in terms of actual.
But compared to Man City and Manchester United,
I think the least team. I think we sent that.
Probably Arsenal, like stingy.
No, the least team.
The record's right.
Huddersfield. Huddersfield's at the bottom. I think there's quite a few of the teams. There's just one. Does send you a link on BBC of who spent the most in terms of team to where they are in the league. And Man City were clear on the top, and they worked their way through.
I think in this day and age, there is an element of buying the title, but you need the manager to do it,
and the players gelling as a team, because Manchester United and Manchester City.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not consistent, are they? That they haven't won the league. How many times have they won? Just twice, haven't they? They're not consistent.
No one's defended the league.
Never won the
no one's defended the league since I think 2009. So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't think Chelsea will defend it this year.
No.
And then it's just going to go again.
City are looking for it, but then if and when it comes, the first loss, how do they react? But I think Guardiola's got all the tools. That's what I mean. Guardiola's got all the tools there to breeze through the season.
I'm surprised he's still a manager. Wouldn't they come in third place? I'm surprised he's still.
But he's.
I think you'd have to give him time.
Yeah, you get rid of Guardiola. Who else you going to put in there?
Did you see the interview last season? He said it. If he was another top team in Europe, they would have sacked him because he didn't win anything.
There are managers that boards like to give the money to. He's one of them.
I think Man City specifically.
I suppose Mourinho's another one.
Mourinho definitely.
Give him one season.
He's been on all the top clubs.
But I think the difference between Mourinho and Guardiola is I think Mourinho will stay a maximum 3 seasons. He does never stay more than 3 seasons.
It's an idiot.
And I think
there's rumours of that, wasn't there? He said, "I'm not going to finish my career at Manchester United."
No,
but I'd say that for you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't expect him to. I just don't. Before when there was talks about him coming, I think, right, perfect replacement for Ferguson.
Yeah.
You set up a dynasty and all that stuff, and then it didn't happen.
He's not going to be a legend, is he?
No, and now it seems more of a case of, better timing with Van Gaal's leaving and whatnot, and Giggs not taking over. So,
what's an interesting point was we're talking about managers leaving and staying. Go straight to Swansea 1, Leicester 2. New manager.
Yeah.
Shakespeare got sacked on Monday after their draw against West Brom.
Yeah, but come on.
What do you think?
No. I mean, Leicester.
it's too early.
Leicester sacked Ranieri, whatever you pronounce his name. We won in the league. Yeah. I think it's just silly. I think it's silly. You just got to give them time.
Yeah, I think it was way too early, but I was surprised that they gave Shakespeare the job anyway. I don't know, what was he like? Number two, but with the team that Leicester had,
It's not really the best. Vardy's still there, isn't he?
Vardy's still there. Mahrez is their best player, but you just think it's still a team that can finish in the top half of the table. You need that top half of the table manager, I think.
My biggest argument was they sold their two midfielders from when they won the league. Kante went to Chelsea, and Drinkwater went this summer to Chelsea, who hasn't played yet.
Yeah.
And then they went and bought Silva, is it, from Benfica, and the whole 14 seconds too late deal. And then they haven't got a midfield centre, a superstar midfield centre.
Yeah.
And the question is, who signed off on that deal? Did Shakespeare sign off on the 14 seconds too late? Because that ultimately falls on his own head that they haven't got a midfielder.
Yeah.
So I think that might have played something into it.
It's kind of a bit of a level of inexperience, isn't it, as well? Like, if he was involved in it, then it's an experience on his part on transfers and whatnot. So it's hard, isn't it, to take charge of a club like that where there is high expectations, even though there isn't, if you know what I mean. They won the league with the team that they had, but now is everyone expecting them to finish in the top 5 again? It seems a bit unrealistic, especially for like the manager coming in next. He's thinking, I've got a decent team here. Well, you're not going to be keeping Mahrez in the January transfer window. I reckon he's pretty much gone.
Who do you think he goes to?
Well, Roma want him, didn't they?
Yeah, but Roma don't want to pay the 50 million Leicester one.
50 million.
I don't think he'll go for 50 million. I think he'll continue to play well, because I think he's that type of player, and I think people will pay the money for him. Maybe 25-30 million when it comes to it, but I don't think he'll be there in the January transfer window.
I don't think he's played well at all this season.
No, he hasn't
turned up. He just
the last couple of games, I think he's been getting back to form. Yesterday, it was always the difference. Yesterday, there's bits of class, but we're still what we in October, so he's got a couple of months, a lot of games ahead, and I think he'll earn his money to get the move, because there's no point in him not playing well, because then clubs aren't going to want to pay for him. So, and then Leicester are not going to get rid of him for anything less than 20 million. I don't think.
No, I think Leicester will hold on because they don't need the money. Leicester are a rich club. They don't need to sell him for the cheap. And the current climate is they could ask for 50 million. If you're not going to pay, he's going to be sitting on the bench or earning his pay packet. To be fair, it's probably a pretty good pay packet, but that is what it is, isn't it?
But the way he's playing at the moment, you see he's playing well. Well, yesterday he played well, and the game before he started to come into form. And even when he scores or he helps score, he's never really enthusiastic about it. I think his head's out of the door at the moment. So a fair play to him. That's the only thing you can do is you're there, you play well. So moving on, Stoke 1, Bournemouth 2. This was quite a decent game as well, wasn't it? Stoke is struggling in the league.
Yeah, Bournemouth started off well.
Yeah.
And then they get 2 goals.
Bournemouth are starting to come into a little bit of form, aren't they? So, does he think it was harsh on Hesse?
Oh, that was a penalty all day long. A slight tackle from behind, a side angle, didn't get the ball, then sweeps his feet. Hesse does spin, fall, but still, you can't not say that's not a penalty every day of the week. It was stupid refereeing.
Basically, if there's a contact, in the feet, even if you go for a ball and there's contact, 9 times out of 10 is a penalty, isn't it?
Because Bournemouth had a penalty, that was a penalty. It's poor. Shawcross coming back, I think like third game back.
He looked sluggish, and he just fell on his arse, didn't he? And took him out, and that Cerrone goal was a good goal.
Yeah,
nicely slotted in the bottom corner.
Slowly built up. Stanislas playing. To be fair, Stanislas looked really good.
Was he at West Ham?
He was. He came through at West Ham, then they
sold him
ages ago. Yeah, it's a long time ago. And then Diouf scores, and they put pressure back on. They had the penalty shout, which should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
And then the Bournemouth keeper, Big Boots,
Yeah, that was weird. It's almost like, when you catch the ball and you think someone's going to run towards you.
Yeah.
So you put your leg out or your knee up to protect yourself. But he just did that, but the guy was nowhere near him.
He just kicked him in the nuts.
That was weird.
If he had fallen over, again, we should have said, if you don't fall over, if he had fallen over, that's a red card, high, dangerous play, penalty, and
kind of fair play to Choupo-Moting, didn't he? He looked like he was like, I've just been kicked in the balls, what I'll do, and I think he just got hurt instead of thinking about playing it up.
Yeah.
So good on him.
But it should have been a penalty.
Yeah, definitely. Southampton 1, West Brom 0. Yeah, apart from that goal, that was a bit of a crap game. Mate, what a goal! What a goal! That was like Messi, wasn't it?
Yeah, picks the ball up, back against play. At 10 yards in his own area, spins 3 defenders, runs off, then sidesteps some defender who then gets taken out by the midfielder chasing back. Does 1 step over, sidesteps 3 others, and just slides it into the bottom left-hand corner of the keeper.
That was mad. Really, probably going to be up there in the top 3 goals of the season, can I imagine. But struggle to see anything more.
Yeah, that game wasn't good though.
No, it wasn't. Then he'd run towards the manager, and he was like, "Play me or whatever." I was like, "Calm down, mate." It was a good goal, but let's not get ahead of yourselves. Probably crap the next game.
Yeah, it's all these players who have like the 15 minutes wonder.
Yeah. And then Newcastle versus Palace.
Yeah,
I was surprised after I watched this game when Newcastle won that.
I forgot Newcastle were even in the Premiership.
They always do seem to be the last game, don't they? But it's the power of Benitez, isn't it? And he's such a good manager. That Newcastle team is, on paper, it's not very good at all.
It's not a good team, but he's getting them playing organised, clever football consistently. Nothing stupid, just pass and move, play about.
I rated Benitez as a manager. Probably not, you stick him up there with the likes of Mourinho. Not that good, but he is a good man. He's got so much experience, and obviously winning the Champions League as well.
He could probably bring them back up to Premiership standard again.
Not
Premiership standard, like a high Premiership standard. So Newcastle, I think they've always been a borderline top 6, I think, to 7th, 8th. Yeah.
The thing is, right, if you look at Benitez, his record, he should technically be in the Champions League as a manager.
Yeah.
As a minimum standard.
Yeah.
The man wins the Champions League. He's managed like the biggest teams in Europe, and he's at
Why do you
Newcastle.
think he took this job at Newcastle then? Do you think?
They asked him to stay.
A challenge for him? Or?
I think after the Real Madrid situation, he wanted a position and he got that, and then they got relegated 2 seasons ago now, and he loved the fans so much that he stayed. As all his family lives in Liverpool, his kids go to school in Liverpool and all that. So I think it's just the closest, and I think he travels up from Liverpool to Newcastle every day. But I think the fans love it and he enjoys the challenge. But if he goes before they sell the club, they're in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's going to be somewhat of an important meeting, isn't it, with the potential new buyer, and his qualms with the job at the moment is that Mark Ashley didn't give him enough money or get enough signings for him, isn't it? But I mean, kind of worked out well for him. I don't know, like
he's 6th in the league.
6th in the league. And
very good. Yeah. Above Arsenal.
Yeah.
And
what's Arsenal spent? Do you know what I mean? But there's a bad challenge by Kabay in the game. You should have seen red. That was crazy.
That was off the floor, scissor tackle from the side angles, guy standing foot. Was that an ankle breaker?
That was. And there was a decent little challenge. Decent little battle between Yedlin and Zaha, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
They were just like trying to outrun each other the whole game. I mean, Palace played well, but they were unlucky.
Hodgson's slowly getting them to tick.
Hodgson set up the same way they did against Chelsea, but Benitez, I think, had a little bit more savviness about him in it to deal with the pace.
But I think they missed a couple of sitters though.
Yeah. There's a couple of good saves by Rob Elliott, but other than that,
I think they need another striker. It's Crystal Palace, but
or Bennett's not even talking about Benteke's shit, isn't he?
So this is just happening after we did the podcast. After we were doing the podcast, that was Arsenal versus Everton and Spurs v Liverpool.
Super Sunday.
That's it, yeah.
So, who do you think's going to win?
Two teams are struggling. I think one that.
I find if Rooney scored again. Yeah, the exact same goal. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him. Obviously, he's at that stage in his career now where he's just
Just doing it for fun, though, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, he's done all he could.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I think he could have been a lot better. He's naturally gifted. He's fast. He's strong. It's just that the past 5 years, past 6, probably ever since Ronaldo left, he's never been the same, has he?
I think his injuries. I think he's been playing with injuries for so many years now. I think it's just physically caught up to it.
Yeah.
So I think he's lost that bit of pace that he used to have.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's got the injuries. And then with Everton, well, realistically, these two teams think they're better than they are.
Yeah.
I honestly believe Arsenal. They always believe they're not a top 4 team anymore. Nowhere near.
I'd say they're as Paul Scholes said, they're top 6 team. I think that's their ambition.
I think between 5th and 6th, they believe that's they are. So I think that's what they should aim for. I think. And Everton want to aim for that spot. The problem Everton got is they sold Lukaku.
Yeah.
They didn't replace him. As much as they complain, we spent loads of money. Who'd you buy? Who did you buy up front?
Isn't there rumour of Koeman getting sacked?
Yep.
Yeah, I had a silly rumour that David Moyes is going to come back.
Actually, that's
But
16th. Yeah.
Again, fair enough. You can sack him and you get David Moyes back. But what's going to happen?
David Moyes has been very good. Everton, he's done well considering Everton's level. So they're consistently They've been consistent under him, haven't they? That's why Manchester United got him in the first place.
You boil it down to the fact that you spend money, it puts pressure on yourself. And that's all it's boiled down to. Everton spent. I know they,
You got rid of
sold Lukaku, but it was essentially a swap deal, wasn't it, for Rooney?
Yeah.
The wages, I think, made up for Rooney's part of the free transfer.
But the question is, this one put to you, is that Koeman's fault? Because they got a director of football. A director of football signs all the players and Koeman gets on with it. And then is that the board's fault for giving them a subpar team from what they think they are?
Yeah.
Or does that fall under Koeman to not be able to get the best out of this squad?
Did they have a director of football last year?
Yeah, he's the one that was at. He was the head of scouts at Leicester, and then he come in last season. And
it's what you sign up for, though, isn't it? If you're Koeman, he had a cushy thing going on at Southampton. Then you go over to Everton. I think this is a different setup. It's what you get. It's what you get when you sign up to a club with a director of football. They're going to give you the players, and you need to do it.
That's it.
And
what's the other rugby international? We had Australia versus New Zealand yesterday. So I'll quickly run through it. So New Zealand, most dominant team in rugby international. They actually lost 23-18 to Australia. So it was called the what's it called? Bledisloe Cup. So it's like a test match between Australia and New Zealand. They do it every year.
Oh, okay.
So it's like best out of 3. So New Zealand, they won the last 2, so they already won a cup. But New Zealand losing, that's a big thing because they're so dominant. You think whenever New Zealand play any team, when it comes to the World Cup, they're always the favourites. They're always the favourites to beat any team. So it's a big upset in that case. Although it's a friendly. So in rugby, whenever they do friendlies, it's not really a friendly. Yeah. So that
you can't sort of play softly in rugby. Can you?
That's it. Yeah. So Australia won. I think it's like the first game they won against New Zealand in like 20 matches. So congratulations to them. Some internationals coming up as well. England international. So.
It's all leading up to the Rugby League World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they do autumn internationals, so it's against we're facing on the 11th Argentina on the 11th of November, Australia on the 18th, and Samoa on the 25th. So they do autumn internationals and they do the Six Nations, and in the Southern Hemisphere they have Test matches as well. So they do it every year, and it just leads up, and they just have a World Cup. It's in Japan in 2019, but they always do. You could call them friendlies, but like test matches and internationals, just to keep them ticking over, really. So
how do you rate England's chances in there?
I think they do really good. They had an awful World Cup in 2015, but with their new coach Eddie Jones, he was the Australia coach. We've been unbeaten. Well, we lost one game to Ireland, but we've been really good, really solid. But it was just a case of too late, really. But I think in Japan, 2 years' time, potentially. New Zealand obviously always going to be the favourites. They've got a brand new team. Half their team from the last World Cup. They've retired, but they've replaced him easily. So they still be the favourites.
Daniel Carter retired, is he?
Yeah. All of them, a lot of them, a lot of them retired.
Crazy, isn't it? Just
but they just replaced every single player, every single position. They've got a replacement, and they're still world standard. So they will be the team to beat, really. So,
That's pretty cool, that is.
Yeah, I like watching the Rugby World Cup. I like watching the Six Nations as well.
Yeah,
I
Six
don't watch
Nations,
anything else, but it's always exciting when you watch that. Especially at times when like Japan turn up.
Because the thing is, I think the last World Cup, I put money on England to go out the group stages.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I really...
That would have been good at odds.
I got really good odds. I think I put £1 down right at the beginning. I won 25 quid for that.
Yeah.
And I think...
25 to 1 to not make it out of the group.
Oh, because I think England...
But that's a very hard group, very hard.
No, I just think the manager was donkey.
Yeah.
I think he's the most overrated manager England ever had.
Yeah.
And because I watched him all the way through the thing, I think Eddie Jones on a different level.
Yeah.
He's an actual manager. Knows when to make subs.
Yeah.
Fiji, Samoa, I think are really nice to watch again. I really want to see them do well again. Hopefully they can.
I'll tell you what, Fiji are really good at. You ever watch Rugby Sevens?
Yeah, I love
it. That's really good. Yeah, it's really fast.
that.
I love it. Yeah, it's really good. I prefer that. I probably prefer that to Rugby Union actually.
I think
it's a lot faster, isn't it? A lot more dynamic.
I'd love to go to Hong Kong to watch that World Cup. That'd be one of my favourite things to do.
What, the Hong Kong Sevens?
Happens every year.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. And the internationals, oh man, it'd be so good to watch.
USA got a good sevens team, isn't they?
Yeah, they do. They were really quick.
Say about football. They lost again, didn't they? Under 17s, yeah.
Really?
They lost to England.
Oh my.
Yeah, they did. 4-1.
What nationality is Eddie Jones?
Australian.
That's weird, isn't it? That's like having a German manager manage England.
I think he'd be better than Southgate.
Imagine Jurgen.
But I think at the end of the day, but that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because when Sven-Göran Eriksson, he became England manager. It's like, why do you want him to become English manager? I think did he ever play Sweden at one point in a competitive match?
Yeah,
I wasn't too sure.
and then he won first time.
At the end of the day, you could have anyone, couldn't you? You could have,
But England is.
You can't. It's not
in terms of their managers stuff in it. It's very nationalistic.
How many good English managers are there? World class managers.
None.
Have we had in this age?
None.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they're all overrated. But the thing is,
Gary Neville. Was he like Valencia manager, wasn't he?
He said in an interview he's never going to manage again.
What? Just an experience, isn't it?
But he said.
But I think he got too above himself. He thought, he was a good. Was he ever England? Was he ever Man United? He was Man United captain a few times, wasn't he? But,
I'm not sure he's ever coached before.
Yeah.
As in like a first team coach. So
but I think that's a bit too above him. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But he did alright in the cup games, didn't he? And I think he said now he's just going to concentrate on the
pundits.
No, the Man United Academy. Yeah.
Doesn't he own? Or three of the players owns it. Salford, is it?
Yeah. Oh, that's what the Salford owners and the Valencia owners are part of that as well. That's how they all know each other. So the Valencia owner asked him to come over because he had to get rid of the manager. He only wanted him for like the run-in at the end of the year.
Okay. So moving on, there was a UFC event yesterday. No, this morning.
Yesterday. It was in Poland. I think.
Oh, Poland.
8 to 10. The UK GMT.
It wasn't the best card, but I suppose the most intriguing fight was the main event. Cowboy Cerrone versus Darren Till. I suppose on paper, I think Cerrone, who's Darren Till? Cerrone's going to walk through this, but looking at the backgrounds, like Cowboy coming off 2 losses, one to Masvidal and Robbie Lawler on a close decision, and Darren Till 15-0. Hasn't really beaten much, but
he beat Oliveira, didn't he?
Yeah, could have been a coming out party for him, and it turns out it was. So he starched Cerrone in the first round. Looked impressive doing it. You were saying he's a European.
He was a European kickboxing champion. I was following the build-up, and they're still saying I think he was a European kickboxing champion. He looks really good in the stand-up. Someone tries to attack him. His coach tells him to go to Brazil, train in Brazil.
Yeah.
This guy lives out in Brazil for the last few years. I think he's rounding his game up, so I think he's actually learning jiu-jitsu and everything that way. So
perfect. Anyway, I don't know whether you think maybe this might have been the perfect first good test, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like Cowboy, it was always going to be a stand-up fight. I mean, Cowboy's good off his back as well, but
That's the funny thing. Right on the bell, I think Cowboy comes straight out and goes for a single leg.
yeah,
And then
which he's been doing a lot now in the welterweight division. I don't think he wants to stand with a lot of people, and he's a good grappler. Piss break. And he's a good grappler, Cowboy, and a good striker. And I think he's moving up a weight, and you don't want to be trading with these big boys. Darren Till was a big lad, big welterweight, isn't he? And yeah, I think Britain might have its next star. I mean, there's a lot of good potential fights for him in the welterweight division. I think they had a bit of back and forth with Mike Perry on Twitter. That'd be a really good fight. There's probably won't go to ground in that one either. Mike Perry's a good fighter. I mean, with Mike Perry, he struggled against Alan Jouban, who was a good striker as well. So that'll be an interesting fight. And I think Darren Till might be Britain's next star. So it was a good performance from him, and we'll see in the future.
Yeah, I think Cowboy got his nose broken on that fight as well. So I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think his nose nicely plastered.
Yeah, because he did turtle up, didn't he?
Yeah, because he did the 1-2 combo, and I think he broke his nose.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
That was quite amusing. Just the referee gave him as much time as possible.
Yeah, it was a good performance though. Like, from what I watched of Darren Till, he seems to have kind of the same style as Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
quite open, wasn't it? Karate style, and even the 1-2's got the piston like straight. So I think it was a good result. That's about it in UFC, but other than that, MMA wise, Bellator was on.
What's Bellator? Is that US as well?
Yeah, that's the UFC's main competitor in the North American division.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, do you not talk about that? The standing guillotine.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen that before.
Jan Blachowicz. That was crazy, wasn't it? I've never seen a rear naked choke from a single leg takedown attempt. Like, you don't think you've got the angle, but the guy shot that single leg and then he just grabbed his neck from behind and pranked it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
It looked like it was going to break his neck.
It's like all his pressure.
I think he's done that before, hasn't he? He's done a standing choke. John Jones.
Yeah, that was a guillotine.
That was from the
That was a more natural, because Machida shot in and when your head's down.
From the front, wasn't it?
But this guy, just kind of shot the single leg, got the wrong angle on it, and he got choked out. So.
It's quite amusing.
There's a perfect angle for him, wasn't it? Because he was on his side, he sidestepped and just.
Yeah, you don't see that much from that sort of position. But in Bellator, it was Shlemenko versus Mousasi. Mousasi's first. Where's his first fight?
Yeah, first fight in Bellator.
Big test. Shlemenko's a good fighter.
Big fighter as well.
Yeah, coming off the drug test though, so I think it was his second fight since coming back from testing positive for steroids or whatever oxandrolone is. His testosterone levels are 50 to 1.
There's a lot of up and coming European fighters, isn't there? Both in men and women. I found in the UFC. Who's that Polish woman?
She was on the card yesterday as well for the UFC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she won comfortably. She got the kneeing up.
Yeah, that's that division in it. In the women's got Jędrzejczyk.
Is she when she fought that girl with the skinhead?
Oh, that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, that's I want to get with the program.
Rose Namajunas, that's coming up. So that's gonna be a really good fight.
Oh, that's some things on the card, isn't it?
Bisping fight.
Bisping, yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Actually.
That's the top 3 fights on that card.
Because there's Cody and there's GSP and there's that'd be a really good match. Madison Square Garden, yeah. 2 weeks time.
Yeah, it's going to be decent cards.
Mm-hmm.
It's good when they stack the main event like that.
No, 2 weeks time. Because next week is
4th
of November. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
I said, you see Mousasi get right in the first round. Shlemenko goes for a single leg and then throws the overhand left, clean catches Mousasi in his eye, and his eye closes up.
Oh, was that what happened?
And so he's got one eye throughout the whole match. I'm not sure how the commission or doctor said didn't see his eyes completely closed.
Yeah, it's bad.
But and then Mousasi just wrestled him for all. I think he wrestled him for 4 rounds, and Shlemenko come back in the 5th round. But
this is at what weight?
I don't know what weight that is, because Shlemenko fights at middleweight, doesn't he?
Yeah. I know that Mousasi fought middleweight before he moved over from the UFC. So who's the middleweight champion?
It's a British guy, isn't he?
McGreary.
Yeah.
No, he's not the light heavyweight champion's Ryan Bader.
Oh yeah.
Snorefest against Phil Davis, but yeah, I don't know who the middleweight champion is. either way, I can imagine Mousasi's next fight will be against the middleweight champion, and they didn't poach him over to be fighting chumps. And it was a good test for Mousasi against Lemieux. Shlemenko's the former middleweight champion, I think, for Bellator.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good moving forward. Next week's quite a decent little fight night in Brazil. It's gone under the radar like most of the other UFC
I
cards.
didn't even know there was a fight card next.
No, until I searched it before this, I was thinking that's quite good. Like the top 4 main fights: Derek Brunson versus Machida.
Oh, Machida's still fighting.
Unfortunately, he's coming off the drug ban. So I think it's been about 2 years.
Is it 2 years now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it Machida that front kicks?
Yeah, around a good
But I saw that.
knocked his tooth out.
Ridiculous.
So he's on the twilight of his career now.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Brunson's always floated around the top 10, isn't he?
Is that in Brazil?
It's in Brazil, yeah.
So Machida's going to be on the drugs again.
Drinking the piss. Drinking his own
So
piss.
fight nights, UFC fight nights, correct me if I'm wrong, there's the main event, like UFC 216 or whatever, and fight nights just events in between.
The non-pay-per-views.
Non-pay-per-view. Okay.
Yeah, so you've got your pay-per-views, and then you've got your UFC on Foxes,
Sure.
which is the big one, main Fox, and then you've got your fight nights, which are probably on Fight Pass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Okay.
I think
They
the
happen
one,
quite often, don't they?
yeah, I think the one that just
Every
happened,
weekend.
Cerrone versus 2 in Poland, that was on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
So
And who else is on this card?
another interesting welterweight fight is Damian Maia versus Colby Covington.
Oh, Mai's just coming off that loss.
Maia's coming off the loss against Wonder Boy, was it?
No, what's his name? The champ.
Oh yeah, mate, that was a
Snowfest.
horrendous fight. But that was a clash of styles when it couldn't take him down. Colby Covington's slightly different fighter to Woodley.
Oh God, Maia in Brazil. Submission first round.
Yeah, it's all about whether in most of Maia's fights anyone can stop the takedown, because you're going to get down to the ground, you're going to get submitted, and this is a big test for Covington. He's been talking a lot to get to a top 5 fight, and he's got it. And let's see whether he can avoid the snake. That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? The backpack is good. They should call him in it.
Yeah.
Pedro Munez versus Rob Font. These are 2 up-and-coming welterweights. Rob Font's quite good. Some of his recent fights have been really impressive. He's got good striking ability. He's got good all-round, really. But they both got good records. And then another fight, Trinaldo versus Jim Miller.
Trinaldo. Oh God, another one, steroid man.
Yeah, he's pretty hench, isn't he, for a lightweight. And then you've got Jim Miller, who's just an absolute legend in the lightweight division.
Jim Miller gets knocked out then.
I'm gonna go Jim Miller. I think I'm gonna go Brunson, Maia, Font, and Miller.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go Machida. I think Brazil steroids. Maia, I don't think anyone can stop it to take down other than the champ. I'm not sure about Pedro Munez. I haven't seen him fight in ages, so I think Pedro might win that. But I think Jim Miller gets knocked out the first round. I think under 2 minutes.
Yeah, Trinaldo does like to throw the wingmakers.
Yeah, he goes stop
haymakers, sorry.
And he's tough to stop.
Yeah, let's see what Jim Miller does. Because apparently Jim Miller's got this ethos. He don't even have to ask him who he's fighting. They just give him the fight, and he just says yes all the time. So depending how you look at it, it's
smart or not.
It's good or not. Yeah. So moving on, we've got the boxing.
Actually, Joshua. So there was a last minute change. He was going to fight Pulev, and he got injured. Now he's fighting some dude called Takam.
Do you know what the Pulev injury was?
Back injury.
Is it a back injury?
Yeah, back injury. I think it was. No, wait. What am I thinking about? This is the Vernie one.
Was it the hand injury? I don't know.
I might be getting confused between Wilder's last opponent. No, Wilder's opponent got popped for drugs.
Drugs, yes, I thought, yeah.
No, this is the...
But then they've got a replacement for him, because he's fighting December the 9th, isn't he?
Yes, against the guy he beat him before.
And he said Dylan White isn't part of his... well, but Dylan White's on the undercard, I think, in AJ's. Yeah, he's on the undercard,
yeah.
But
I haven't seen much of this Takam, but
never
heard of him. Neither have I, yeah.
He's a smaller guy, isn't he?
Yeah, because it's funny, because I saw the interview, and Joshua says, I was preparing to fight against this Pulev, and I've got this smaller guy, very Tyson-esque, so I've got to change my game plan to fight this guy last minute. So I think it'll probably be the harder opponent, because he's thinking that as soon as they got that fight signed off with Pulev, because he's a tough guy, and he lost against Klitschko. He's got a good record, Pulev,
I don't see he's going past 2 rounds. I reckon Joshua starches him.
I don't know. I'll be. You'd say that all the time, but you never know in boxing. Because Joshua, because he might think the same thing. Oh, this guy's easy. 36 years old. You know.
I don't think Joshua's like that though. I think he's very professional.
But all you need is just that 1 second slip.
Yeah, it's heavyweight. So
I hope it's his to lose. I think yes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think they've got it.
What's the odds,
mate? 66 to 1 or 1 to 66 for Joshua to win.
Yeah.
Because what I heard of the build-up was that this new guy, he actually called up beforehand to say, can I be training to be ready? So he's been training, full training camp.
Best way for it.
Because just in case something happens to the other guy.
Oh, so he was the reserve. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he's been training a full training camp to fight Joshua.
Yeah.
So I think he might have the edge there on the.
I think he does have the edge. Yeah. I think because of that, because there's a last minute change of opponent, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but it'll be a tougher opponent for Joshua because Takam has been training in preparation just in case Pulev, like you said, can't fight. So he's in full. He's got the full preparation, whereas Joshua has to modify his training, last minute to fight this guy. So I think it'd be interesting. So yeah, probably two rounds, but you never know. You never know. Yeah.
Actually, it's a case of like if this guy is smaller, Joshua's been training to fight a guy at range. Joshua's range is good anyway.
Very good, and fast. Yeah,
just the way his body mechanics are. I think you can't put. This is a smaller guy. Fair enough if you had faced a bigger guy who can't box.
So
but Joshua can box.
I suppose get you on the inside, couldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at all of Joshua's last fights, like his hand speed, just the power at the end of his punches, he's got good reach anyway, and
a stone lighter as well.
Yeah, we're not talking about like fighting a 22-year-old Tyson. This guy's, as you said, there's always a puncher's chance. He throws an overhand right and catches Joshua in the chin, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
But I think even with someone with Tyson's style, he could just keep away with his jab. Yeah. I think Joshua's the perfect. He's got the perfect physique and style.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he's fast. He's very Tyson-esque. I think he's fast and powerful, and he's got the range.
He's very long reaches.
So he's like Tyson, if you like, with the range.
Almost
needs to work on his conditioning.
Obviously, conditioning, and he's got a pretty amazing chin to be able to take Klitschko's punches and come back the way he did. So I think Joshua breezes past him and probably will fight Wilder sometime next year. Next year.
That's the plan anyway. But he says he's not in no rush to fight in America, saying that his first fight in America would be against the other.
Probably.
Yeah, it's naturally. There's nothing else going on, and it's got to happen. The Wilder's going to breeze past Stefani, I think, again. And
is it Wilder number 1? Is he heavyweight?
Nah, Joshua's number 1.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Because he got more. He got 3 of the belts.
Yeah, sure.
And that's the difference. Wilder's, I think, got like 35 wins from 34 KOs.
But he hasn't won against anyone anyone.
He's beat everyone in front of him. So
Okay. Quite convincingly as well.
Still good KOs.
Oh, really? Okay, so that'd be an interesting fight.
Yeah, speaking of other interesting fights, Billy Joe Saunders versus... Is his name David Lemieux?
Is he really going to fight Lemieux?
Yeah.
Oh, he could lose this fight.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Lemieux's very good. Should be decent. But it's always decent with Saunders, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that type of... A bit like...
He goes for it.
Yeah, a bit like Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Like a very awkward style,
but
with a good chin. I think having a good chin is really important, and it allows you to be a bit more brave with the stuff you do and fight like that. I think this would be a good fight. I was surprised it got announced, to be fair. I thought Lemieux would fight Golovkin.
No one's getting a chance at Golovkin at the moment because they were saying...
not Golovkin, Canelo. Because Golovkin's beaten Lemieux already.
Because I think...
only if they couldn't finalise the rematch with Golovkin.
Yeah, because in this weight you've got like the top 4 or 5 people in the weight division. Canelo, Golovkin, Lemieux, Billy Joe Saunders. So I thought Billy Joe Saunders would fight Golovkin and Canelo would fight Lemieux. So
I think the draws just completely stopped the division. This track, so I think
Yeah, it seems to be a bit confusing, isn't it? That would have perfectly set up the rematch between Golovkin and Canelo, but
But they've lost.
yeah, and you lose your big payday.
16th of December. Do you think that's a bit too soon? He only fought like a month ago, didn't they?
Who?
Billy Joe.
Saunders.
Did he?
Well,
Yeah.
a month ago, yeah.
We watched it,
Against
didn't we?
Willie, was
Watched
it?
it on
Willie
there.
Monroe, was that his name?
No, Bridges wasn't on that. Bridges hasn't fought in ages. He's been chasing the.
Yeah, he fought a month ago, yeah.
Yeah, we watched it. Do you remember he was watching a bit of it?
I watched it live, yeah.
And he
Literally that
tweeted,
month,
he put on Facebook that it was at the sports bar.
Was it Bridges Saunders fight?
That was on the undercard of Canelo versus thing.
Yeah, that's that same night,
Yeah.
16th of December, yeah. 16th of September, yeah.
Yeah, he had a bit too much experience. William Monroe. Was it William Monroe?
Yeah, Willie Monroe, yeah.
Man, I can't remember that fight.
But he,
It was about 2 in the
he
morning.
was out. No, because it ended up being at 2 in the morning because there's a big, massive undercard. But he said because he was out for like a year.
Yeah.
He said in preparation for the fight, he got in really good condition. He lost loads of weight. He was in better condition. Yeah.
That is quite a fast turnaround considering it went 12 rounds. Like you'd think if he'd got it over and done with.
Yeah, I think
It's quite
6
fast.
months. 6 months is.
I think most fighters look to fight at least twice a year, didn't they? And
Yeah.
Canelo seems like they fight once or twice a year, but yeah, I mean that wasn't by any stretch of the imagination an easy fight for Saunders.
Yeah, no.
So it is quite a quick turnaround. So we'll see how that goes. I'll probably go Saunders
16th.
just to eke out an awkward decision maybe.
Mhm.
But Lemieux's an exciting fighter, so
yeah, I think Saunders is better than I rate him to be. I think
it's because he's not flashy.
I just find him really boring and all
Yeah.
that, but I think technically he's a really good fighter.
That's why M.A.N, he's not very well liked in the UK, but he's a lot more popular in the US than he
Yeah,
is in.
because he goes
But,
for it.
yeah, exactly. And I think he's an exciting fighter. He's very
Yeah,
exciting.
even though he's a very good boxer.
Yeah. Apart from his
doesn't-
glass chin, he's actually a very, very good boxer. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he'd done something about that, yeah, or if he didn't have a glass chin, he'd be very, very, very good. Because he was winning against Canelo. Well, he was winning the first 3 rounds, and then Canelo sort of eased his way back in. Yeah.
He wins a lot of the starters of his fights.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Until
they
he
end
gets
up,
hit.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then he ends up
That's
winning
true, yeah.
back. Like he was beating, is the Mexican?
Marcus Mandana.
No, well, yeah, he beat him as well, but the other one, the one that floored him with that left hook.
When you floor Khan, he's not going to go.
Oh, the one
Danny Garcia.
Danny Garcia.
He was beating
the
Danny
one
Garcia, and then he got absolutely laid out.
Do you know what would be a really good match? Khan versus Joshua.
I always,
Why do you even bother? What does he even bother?
Oh man.
I always say the match to make is Khan versus Kell Brook.
Yeah, no, serious, on a serious
I
note.
just don't know why it's not
yeah.
happened. I mean, it's obviously boxing politics, but
Yeah,
I think that'd be a brilliant fight. They're quite well matched, didn't they? And
yeah.
I think Brooks
It's-
will win.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
think
yeah.
Brooks got the
I think
better chin.
Khan thinks he's too. He thinks he's better than he is.
I think it's
He's
the
almost
whole-
got like a Mexican machismo about Khan, isn't he? He likes to stand and bang, and but he doesn't have the
But
Mexican.
the thing
chin.
is, he's got very, very fast hands, but he's not a power. He hasn't got knockout power, and he's not very dynamic. He'll hit you about 6 times, and he'll just stand there.
yeah, because I think
Rather than just hit you and then move, he'll just hit you and stand there. Yeah.
I think he had power in the lighter divisions, but he put on a lot of mass, didn't he, to move up to the,
Yeah.
the money division,
Yeah.
where all the other good fighters were,
Yeah.
like Pacquiao and Mayweather and stuff. So he put on a bit of mass for it, and he didn't carry his power up to that division.
But I respect him.
Oh,
He
yeah.
goes for it, and he doesn't duck. Well, he's been ducking Kell Brook for ages, but I think the only reason
Ducks
he's ducked
into
that
punches.
he ducks into punches.
No, to be fair, he's lost to some pretty awesome guys. Actually,
Yeah.
did I say that?
Yeah, he lost to Canelo.
Yeah, he lost to Canelo. He's only lost 3 times.
Apart from
4
that
times.
Breedis Prescott one, he's lost to pretty much the top of the division, isn't he?
He's
Yeah.
lost to that Lamont.
Peterson.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, that was a dodgy
that wasn't a loss.
That was a
He
fix.
won that. Yeah.
That was a fix.
Yeah.
And Lamont Peterson turned out he was on
Drugs.
GRT.
Yeah.
But that's he definitely won that. Yeah.
Alright, so on to the blah 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 section.
Oh, did you read the papers this morning?
No.
First thing, Real Madrid will sign Harry Kane. This is making me
I'm not
laugh.
trying to be funny, but whenever there's rumours with Real Madrid signing anyone, 9 times out of 10 they get it.
But
Even
the-
When
De
they
Gea,
smoke this fire,
But
isn't it?
I
Yeah.
gotta say this
100%,
rumour has gone on for the last 3 months. I think it's about time we just put this rumour to bed. Don't
they
care
will do
anymore,
it,
man.
yeah. They will get him.
I hope they
100%,
I just
yeah,
hope
they will
they
get him
don't. I really hope he stays there in the Premier League, breaks
Why
all
is
the
that?
records.
I think he could become a potential Tottenham legend with.
Because you know we were talking earlier about saying Man
Klinsmann.
City have bought the Premier League. Real Madrid have bought the Champions League, so they can go fuck themselves. They've said that for years. They're not.
How do they know? Well,
Yeah.
Ronaldo, a significant.
No, if you start off-
Oh yeah, from the past 20 years. Okay,
You
you're
can
going
start
back
from
into.
Figo, Zidane,
Oh yeah, Figo's it there.
Ronaldo,
Yeah.
fat Ron before you got Cristiano
Oh,
Ronaldo.
that one, yeah.
It's just like all of them.
Yeah,
They just,
I don't- yeah,
just
understand.
production line. They stole Ramos.
Uh-huh.
They actually took a helicopter to someone's training ground, picked him up, signed him illegally,
Yeah, uh-huh.
so to sell somebody. This is a farce of a kind of club,
Okay.
and the King of Spain loves him, who's a bit of a douche anyway. But
Do you think it will help Harry Kane's international career if he plays abroad?
I think internationally, if you play for Real Madrid or Barcelona, no matter who you are, you're more likely to win the Ballon d'Or than you are if you play in the Premier League, and that's just what it is.
It's how you set up. It's how the players play around you as well. So you don't know Harry Kane. How well would he play? How well would he fit into Real Madrid? Because he needs to support. He needs to crosses. He needs to supply for him to score the goals. So if he doesn't get that, then yeah.
But then you look at Real Madrid, and you've got probably arguably two of the best central midfielders in the world, in Modric and Toni Kroos.
Okay, fair enough.
And I mean, wings wise, Ronaldo's not going to pass you, is he? He's more of a centre forward nowadays, anyway. But I mean, who played in the wing? Gareth Bale.
How would he fit in?
Because
How would he fit in?
They play
Harry Kane.
They play 4-3-3 now, don't they? Isco with Benzema and Ronaldo.
I'll flog Benzema. He'd go to Arsenal.
And apparently they wanted the
No,
rumour
Benzema
is-
will stay forever.
No, apparently
Would it?
they want to trade Benzema and money for Kane.
Hasn't Benzema got the most expensive buyout clause?
Yeah, £1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're gonna,
It didn't look like it from the game. Do you watch the game? He missed like three goals from like 2 yards out. Didn't
Yeah.
Probably why they're desperate to sign like another marquee centre forward, isn't it? 'Cause they've been chasing Lewandowski for years. And who knows? You never know. He could go. I think it will take like Kane to go to start some sort of striker roundabout circle.
But as long as he plays and he gets the supply and he's scoring goals, fair play, yeah.
I think with Harry Kane as well, he's not injured a lot. It seems to be very tough, and I think that plays a part in players being successful. Like you always see these like some Arsenal players like Jack Wilshere. He's always got the potential. Everyone's got the potential, but they get injured. Like Walcott is always injured, but Harry Kane seems to be quite healthy, doesn't he? He's not really out for a long time.
But 100%, yeah. I think he'll go.
I want to say, or you want to see build a proper team like Tottenham to challenge.
Yeah.
Because
I think he'll be better off at Madrid, but yeah. For his
I think it'll help his England career, because I think a lot of English strikers don't get the chance to, there weren't a lot of great ones, shall I say, but
I think English players in general, a lot of them don't play abroad.
no, they don't.
I think it helps, doesn't it? Like
I think
the
Owen
World
played
Cup and
abroad,
Euros
yeah.
is a different style of play, and I think you have to play over there to.
I think as part of your career, you should experience. If I was an English player, you should spend your time at different clubs, yeah, just for new challenges. Look at Ibrahimovic. He's spent a lot of time in.
Yeah, but he's never won the Champions League.
Hasn't he?
Nope. Did you know Ronaldo's never won the Champions League? Fat Ron.
You're not winning for him.
No, he didn't. That is interesting, isn't it? Fat
That's
Ron never-
crazy.
Yeah.
I thought Ibrahimovic won with Inter Milan with Mourinho, didn't he?
No, he's gone by then, I
Pretty
think.
sure Ibrahimovic
Oh, yeah.
won
Eto was-
a Champions League.
No, he hasn't. Well,
Did he won one for Barcelona?
nope.
You have to Google it.
Let's Google this.
It's ridiculous.
That's mad. That's a mad
I bet he
stat.
must be pissed, hasn't he?
Especially
I don't think
Fat Ronaldo as well.
Yeah, Fat Ron never won it because I think he was injured at PSV.
He's always been injured, hasn't he?
And then let's look at his.
Honours club.
Nope,
No, he's never won. That's ridiculous.
because Europa League, United.
Yeah, United. He
But
didn't even
no.
play, did he?
but he didn't win that.
So
Anything else?
it's nothing much.
Manchester United against Spurs next week.
Also, we're looking for next week's games. Yeah.
Crystal Palace versus West Ham.
Oh God.
That's it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure much to look forward to.
Mind you, if Manchester United lose, you can imagine the back pages. Oh, crisis! Whenever Man U even draw, it's like a crisis, isn't it? It's a joke.
It is. It's quite interesting to say. If you lose 2 games in a row, it's a big crisis.
Yeah.
But
With Arsenal, it's normal now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a big deal. Yeah.
Right, so that brings us to the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Please feel free to leave any comments and feedback. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll see you next week.
bye-bye.
See you later.
See ya.